Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a weight loss hypnosis session that was created for a client that was actually making fantastic progress and had already lost about 10 pounds and wanted to continue that. And this is really a strategy of increasing the probability of getting to certain outcomes through a combination of patience, consistency, and incremental progress. And the reason that fad diets are so popular is because a lot of people have this idea that it has to happen quickly or it's not worth doing. That's a binary way of framing it. But actually, weight loss is a biological adaptation in the body, a state where to gain body fat, your body needs to be in a calorie surplus and have excess glycogen or excess carbs that triggers more insulin to store fat. How your body loses fat is the inverse of that, a process called ketogenics or ketosis. Now, the client that I was working with was already making incredible progress, going down from 2 meals a day, from 3 meals to 2 meals a day, reducing portion size and having lots of paleo types of food. And that's things like, let's say, meat and good quality vegetables, fibrous foods. So they were making great progress. But if you just keep doing what you're doing, it can feel boring and monotonous. So increasing difficulty or challenge actually is useful because then it engages stimulation and a sense of dopamine when you do increasingly difficult things. And that might be walking a bit more. It might be lifting a slightly heavier weight, drinking more water, or missing a meal every now and then and activating more of the fasting benefits. So all of this is included in this. They also had a particular goal of a future event where they wanted to be a lot slimmer, but this is further off in the future. And in my experience, you need a compelling vision of the future that's further away. That becomes the North Star, but you also need very achievable stepping stones on the journey to that destination to make it achievable and always within reach. So you've got elements of that in here as well. It was created for an individual client. Some of the references and suggestions would be very relevant for the client that I was working with, maybe not so relevant for you. So if you do like the idea of a bespoke, customized session, there will be a link in the show notes where you can schedule a completely free consultation call on Zoom, and we can explore working together, at some point in the future. For now, though, you might get some benefit from this session. So find a quiet, comfortable place, ideally in a place where you're not going to be disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in that feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close. And as they close, start to calibrate with a feeling of increased relaxation. Feel your body becoming more relaxed with every inward breath. And as you exhale, that's it. Give yourself permission to release. Not just tension, but any feelings of stress or worry. Allow yourself to let go of any feelings of shame, any feelings of stress and pressure. All of those ideas that you should do, must do, and have to. Allow them all to melt away. And notice how good it feels for those feelings of expectations to be swapped. And I'd like you to swap those expectations for intentions. When you intend for something to happen, you can increase feelings of gratitude when they do. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you breathe. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I want you to imagine you've awoken in a place that isn't your home, a warmer climate. I want you to imagine having an early morning walk before breakfast. Maybe others are sleeping, but this is your time to connect with yourself. As you breathe in that relaxation and exhale that tension, I want you to imagine taking a walk where you can see the sea. You can see those golden sands. And maybe you're walking on a path, or maybe you're walking on the sand, or maybe you're walking in the shallow waters, feeling the sensation of water on your feet. I want you to feel how good it feels to feel that your body is moving while calibration is taking place between the logical part of your mind and the emotional part of your body. And there's been times in the past where they've been in conflict. Your mind, your logic was taking you in one direction, and your emotions were taking you in another. A tug of war was taking place. But I want you to imagine while you're walking close to the sea, that your emotions and your logical intentions are moving in exactly the same direction. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to get a sense of how useful it is to have a broad direction further in the future, while simultaneously having something just ever so slightly beyond reach. As you imagine walking close to the sea, I want you to imagine seeing a tree close to the beach, maybe a palm tree or maybe a different type of tree. And imagine that there was a time when that tree wasn't there. that there had to be a time when that tree was just a seed. And I want you to imagine you are planting a seed of an idea deep down in your subconscious mind. An idea of something happening in the future. An idea of, wouldn't it be lovely for you to be a certain clothing size? And I want you to take yourself forwards in time as an observer. See yourself, perhaps, maybe 6 months from now, maybe longer, maybe shorter, where you see yourself experiencing a possibility like it's happening. Imagine you're watching yourself like a stranger would, seeing you beaming with confidence, seeing you wearing clothing in a particular shape that would only be possible if it was a particular size. And I want you to get a sense that this is, of course, possible. I want you to get a sense that it could even be probable. It doesn't have to happen. No shoulds, no musts. You would just like it to happen. And if you could imagine seeing that future version of you at a particular place in time, maybe on a specific date, with your body in a particular shape, wearing a particular type of clothing that is desirable for you, just let me know by nodding your head. And just because you plant a seed doesn't guarantee it turns into the tree. But what's also true is that if the seed is not planted, the tree definitely can't grow. I want you to imagine a large seed. Imagine planting it deep in your subconscious mind. And this seed is your intention. The intention that in the future, this thing that you want will increase its probability proportionate to incremental progress. Not perfection, not unrealistic rules and standards, just incremental progress. And I want you to imagine thinking about the tiny ways in which you can make incremental progress. Maybe something as simple as every now and then having an extra glass of water, giving your body hydration, helping your metabolism to be efficient. Or maybe incremental progress looks like every now and then on those days that you have 2 meals, just choosing to have one. Missing a single meal. Challenging but not impossible. Because there were times when you had at least 3 meals a day plus snacks. And now you have 2. How you're living right now is evidence that progress is not just possible. It's actually what you're doing. And therefore, if every now and then you simply missed a meal, that's not through sacrifice and restrictions. It's simply training your body to go without food for slightly longer. Consider it a game of chess with your body. That if every now and then you miss one meal, your body has to get better at turning body fat into a source of energy and giving you access to that energy even when you don't eat food. You're training your body to be even more efficient at turning body fat into fuel. And every time you do that, your stomach shrinks just a little bit more, reducing your appetite, which represents even more progress. I want you to get a sense that there are infinite ways to make tiny, incremental progress. Lifting slightly heavier weights in the gym, having the occasional day each week where you do more than 10,000 steps on a day that normally you wouldn't. I want you to imagine what it would be like to zoom out on your own life, from the present moment to that key event where you intended yourself to be slimmer. I want you to zoom out and see a timeline of where you are now to where you could be then. And think of all the tiny ways that you could make slight, incremental improvements that would increase the probability of getting to that very destination. And maybe one of those ways in which the game isn't just winnable but enjoyable is to sell those old clothes that don't fit you anymore. And imagine buying a really desirable item of clothing that is just a single size below your current size. Imagine it being desirable, appealable, possible, and start to feel how motivating that would be. To not just have the item of clothing, but an intention of what to do with that. And maybe one day, not too long in the future, that item of clothing is the very item of clothing you end up wearing at an event that's important to you. Sometimes people trying to leap across a river in one jump and instead end up falling in the water. But what if you get to where you want to get to by just skipping across the stepping stones, each one very easy to get to? And it doesn't matter if there are 3 or 4 or 5 stepping stones, or even 10. Each stepping stone is a step closer to where you desire to be. I want you to imagine what it would be like to take a holiday. And I want you to observe how you would want to eat and move on that holiday. Every house has foundations before the walls can be built. And what if you prime your mind as to how you want it to be? To lay the foundations to make it possible that it is that way. See what kind of food you would have for breakfast. See yourself relaxing in the sunshine, perhaps with no desire to eat lunch. Maybe see yourself having a delicious evening meal. These are all just intentions. But when you intend something, you increase the probability of that very thing occurring. But more importantly, I want you to see yourself feeling in control. Feeling there's nothing that you have to do, nothing you should do. Just all the things that you could do. And it makes you happier to make choices that align with taking your life in the very direction you desire to. See yourself with that energy, looking relaxed when choosing food, having the option to have foods high in sugar or carbs and deciding not to. That the more pleasurable thing that brings you more joy is to do the things that keeps you moving in the very direction that you desire. And if you could imagine that happening, seeing yourself as you would want to be, just let me know by nodding your head. And then feel that you've already laid the foundations. Sometimes it takes longer to lay the foundations than it does to build the house. But you've already laid the foundations now. You get to build on what's already been done. And the last few weeks have created momentum, a trajectory. And it's easier to continue the trajectory than it is to change it. I want you to feel that you are unlocking all of the resources to help you continue to make more and more progress, to take you to that place of more feelings of pride and confidence. I want you to imagine sharing a significant milestone, maybe a certain weight or how much you've lost, with key people, and imagine their responses. Maybe they're happy for you, maybe they're curious. You can already anticipate what those responses would be. But notice how it makes you feel to go from a place of feeling stuck to now feeling like you're making steady, consistent progress. And if you feel good, that you're moving in the right direction, that future intentions are just naturally taking you in that direction, then you are unlocking even more of the resources to make it true. Feel a wonderful sense that you are creating self-fulfilling prophecies. Knowing what you want, but making it a nice surprise, a lovely thing to do, increases your ability to get to the destination while enjoying the journey. And then feel like your morning walk is coming to an end. That during this walk you've had a journey in your imagination, a journey of thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, and dreams within dreams. But it's now time to return to the present. But you return feeling an increased desire to make slow and steady progress, to build on what you've already achieved, and to keep it moving in that very same direction. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, start to connect and calibrate into the here and now, as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.